Hey, where do you think you're going, champ?
I'm just going into Flynn's restaurant to get some food.
Nah, you're under 7. You're not going anywhere. Hey, that was a conversation I secretly recorded out the front of a restaurant that's banned kids. Join me as I have a fireside chat with the owner, who's been amazed with the reaction.
Yeah, I said, welcome to a small business marketing show where successful small business owners share their souls to take your marketing straight to the lead. Now, here's your host, Mr. Timbo Reid.
Welcome back, listeners, to another episode of Australia's #1 marketing show. I'm your host, Timbo Reid. You, so much more importantly, are a motivated business owner ready to crank out some great marketing, ready to build that business of yours, possibly into the empire it deserves to be. I certainly wish you well and hope that I can help you in that journey along the way. Hey, we're lovingly brought to you today by the Key Person of Influence program, the world's leading business accelerator for entrepreneurs wanting to become industry thought leaders. And why wouldn't you want to do that? Very shortly, I'm going to give you a link to go and have them send you a hard copy of their Amazon bestseller. Fantastic. Hey, big show today, very big show. I have a fireside chat with this fellow, Liam Flynn, who has banned kids under 7 from his restaurant. What happened in his business next is quite amazing. Stay tuned for that. I have a bit of a check-in very shortly. Got a couple of fun marketing quotes today. Not one, but two. Plenty more to cover. Lots of marketing gold dripping from the ceiling over here at Small Business Big Marketing's HQ. So let's get stuck right in.
Do you need a speaker for your next conference? Recommend Timbo to your event organiser. Or better still, book him. Tim Reid, that's reid.com.au.
A very wise person once said, goals, well, they're just dreams without deadlines. How's your week been? Good? I'm having a ripper. Got the blogging bug back. Smashed out 2 blog posts in a day. Do you ever do that, where you just kind of get the bug for something and all of a sudden it's manic? You've got to do lots of it. Well, I did that with blogging. I wrote a blog about how to get past the Dobermans, 5 ways to get past the Dobermans. I hear that all the time. How do I get to the decision maker, Timbo? Well, I finally put that in a blog post. And I did another one, the 10 funniest 404 error pages that I've ever seen. Those pages that you land on, you know, when the link is busted. You can head over to smallbusinessbigmarketing.com and hit the blog button and you can check out all my blogs. I had interesting experience with a couple of real estate agents this week. We're looking to rent a house down the beach, and one real estate agent, remember, in a coastal town, I was ringing all weekend to go and look at this place. They ring me back on Monday saying, I don't answer my phone on the weekends and also not after 5 of a weekday. Sorry? But I was speechless. Another one, I rolled up to this house. The photos on the internet looked unreal. I get to the house and it just didn't live up to the photos. And the real estate agent says to me, yeah, we photographed it really well, didn't we? What? What is going on? These people aren't listening to the Small Business Big Marketing show. That's for sure. Another one followed me around the house. That was awkward. That was weird. Just got into my personal space. I don't know. We've got to be more conscious sometimes of the way we market ourselves and put ourselves out there to the world, what we tell and how we act in front of clients. That's why I do the show, to help you improve on some of those things. Hey, also, just want to telegraph to you the next episode. I'm excited by it. Did the interview a few days ago. It's with this fellow, David Warren, who I mentioned last week. David owns Sydney Tall Ships. He was first on in episode 157, like about 100 episodes ago. And he's going to give us this amazing update of how he has reduced his wages bill by 90%, increased his business by 25%, and he's having a ball. How he did it, he moved his family to Manila. Now, I'm not suggesting any of us do that, but he explains how he did it, the trials and tribulations of doing it, and the amazing things that it's brought to his life. And now what's really interesting is he's running these tours to take business owners, Australian business owners, over there for 3 days to look inside, to take a look inside, a behind-the-scenes look at outsourcing. I'm going to do one of those tours in a couple of months' time, and I'm going to invite you on that tour. Stay tuned for the details next week, and I would suggest you subscribe to smallbusinessbigmarketing.com. Get on my list. You'll be the first to know. I'm excited by that. It's an amazing interview. Very, very emotional, very transparent interview. So look out for that one. All in all, it's shaping up to be a very big week. Support for this show comes from Key Person of Influence, the world's leading business accelerator program for those wanting to be an industry thought leader. Their 5-step KPI method teaches you how to nail your pitch, publish content, productize your offer, raise your profile, and partner with performers. I asked co-founder Glenn Carlson, what's with the pee fetish?
Oh, yeah, I suppose it is a bit of a fetish, isn't it? Mate, I guess we're just a bit obsessed. You know, fetishes, obsessions, we're just business geeks, mate. We believe there's never been a better time to be an entrepreneur, and we're all in. We are just all in. And if we find best practices and ideas as a result of what's working for our clients all around the world, we just want to bring it to people. And so far, the best framework that we've found to be able to do that, to really accelerate that entrepreneurial journey in the shortest time, is the 5 Ps. So, mate, get in on the fetish.
KPI, where fetishes rule. For a free hard or audio copy of their Amazon bestseller, visit keypersonofinfluence.com/Timbo. Oh, and a little warning. Don't read it before bed. You just won't sleep. Yep, get that book. It is an absolute ripper. Okay, let's get stuck into today's guest. Now, I shared the news with my 2 sons, Jack, who's 18, Will, who's 16. Told them about this fellow who owns a restaurant that's banned kids and got their opinion first. Have a listen to what they had to say.
I'm contemplating, thinking about thinking.
So,
Your revenge will be so sweet because I'm so gone.
gee, you can't sing.
But I'm your son.
As a father, I should say you can, but you can't.
Undone.
Oh, that was Angels. Is that right?
No, it's come undone.
Oh, it's Come Undone.
Didn't you?
No, I sort of wouldn't really like. There's a little bit of Robbie there, but not much. Boys, as I said, there is a restaurant in Queensland that has banned children under 7.
Well, I'm working at a restaurant myself, I can understand where he's coming from there.
Where's he coming from?
Well, you know, kids, especially under the age of 7, can be rather annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And that's coming from an 18-year-old.
that's coming from an 18-year-old. I wasn't that annoying when I was 7. But
You were. All you ate was avocado, banana and yogurt mashed together.
okay.
That was annoying.
Okay. Well, but at the restaurant, like, we find ourselves actually spending a lot of our time focusing on these under 7-year-old kids. And I think that's where this guy, you know, he might be thinking, look, we don't want to be focusing our time on these kids.
Right.
We could be, you know, focusing on these more important customers coming here to enjoy their experience.
Right.
We don't have to worry about these kids running around
Will?
being annoying.
I wouldn't have even thought that was legal.
Think it's a bit harsh too.
Yeah.
It's his restaurant. Do what he wants, can't he?
Yeah, but
If he doesn't, I'll get him onto it.
Will he, this whole illegal thing, are you a bit concerned that he's breaking the law?
I'm sure. I don't know. I feel like he'd be breaking something.
Right.
I just sort of. I don't see. I don't know.
But do you think it's fair as a business owner, you should be able to say no? As much as you know.
No.
It's like open your business. Anyone who comes in the door,
Yeah,
I will serve you.
because that's what they're for.
Right.
They're providing something, and you can't just provide it to some people,
Well,
and not others.
Maybe if he markets himself going forward in a way that...
Maybe he should market himself as in just, you know, maybe not a family place.
Yes, correct.
He's going for the
So how would you do that?
doesn't like 7-year-olds.
You could have like a kids menu that has like broccoli nachos,
Really healthy menu.
Brussels sprout parmigiana,
yeah.
And what could you have for dessert that would just be totally unappealing?
What about pumpkin tart?
Pumpkin tart. Quite nice, the pumpkin tart.
Right.
Righto. Well, boys, any last words? Because, we do need to wrap up. We've got to get on to Liam. Liam he owns Flynn's restaurant. He is the culprit for banning 7-year-old and below children.
Well, I've got
This is
the
gonna be interesting.
perfect suggestion for him.
You have...
I can't wait to listen to this.
Really?
Yeah.
You going to listen?
I am going
You ever
to
listen to an episode of your old man's podcast?
I've got through about half an hour.
Wow.
I might get through a full one this time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Will he?
No.
Break my
I
heart.
wouldn't have gone through half an hour.
Oh, wow.
Oh, look, it's
Yeah. No. Tell it to the hand, because the face ain't listening. I do love my boys. Proud old dad here. I love getting them on the show. My kids. I'll have to get Steph back too soon. Okay, let's head over to Flynn's restaurant and hear from owner Liam Flynn. I started off by sharing with Liam some headlines for some possible signs he could put on his front door. All right, so first one, all kids under 7 given an espresso and a puppy.
Yep. Yeah, I've heard that one, yeah.
Okay, well, clearly one of my listeners plagiarised that. The second one, we love kids, they taste like chicken. Okay, next, I think I'll take that as a yes. Next one, please leave your children securely locked in your car whilst you dine.
Yeah, I love that one.
Okay,
That's a good
all
one.
right, we'll go with that. Nothing like a bit of fear. The other two also are based on fear. This one is, we shot SpongeBob.
Oh, I don't know SpongeBob.
No.
I'm unfamiliar with it.
I am too. I guess he's just kind of a childhood hero, and he's now dead. And the final one, we know the truth about Santa Claus, and we're not afraid to use it.
Yeah, I like that one.
Okay, all right. So we've sorted out some of your marketing there. You no longer have to, verbally talk to clients about their children.
Sure.
Because now, Liam, let's get stuck in, mate. Describe your restaurant to us.
Well, basically, it's a small boutique-style restaurant with about 40 seats, and I cook French and Italian food, which is sort of an upmarket version of real home cooking, and it's just been refined, over years and years of cooking the same recipes. So the food's pretty much classical French and Italian home cooking. It's my version of classical French and Italian home cooking.
So this is, you are into your food. This is serious stuff. I'm sure you have fun along the way, but people come to your restaurant to really indulge themselves in food that has been created with a lot of love and care, and that's what it's all about, yeah?
Absolutely, and at the same time, the prices are, we're not extravagantly priced.
Well, I'll be the judge of that. Give me something on the menu, and I'll tell you what I think it should be. The price should be.
Well, beurre en daube, which is basically
I don't know what that is.
It's braised beef cheek. It's braised with root vegetables and good red Shiraz.
Okay, sounds fancy.
And real beef stock.
$32.
Yeah, exactly. It's $32.
No.
Yep. Exactly $32. You got it right.
There you go. I haven't looked at your menu. Couldn't even pronounce the dish you just said. Love it. So tell me, before you explain what happened, I want to know, you've been in business for 14 years. Why has it taken you so long to finally, pluck up the courage?
Well, basically, we've been here for a long time. I've been here for a long time, and it wasn't really the courage. It just came to a breaking point with 3 incidences in one day that I just decided I'd had enough of tiptoeing around sensitive parents who won't control their children, basically.
Mate, all that came to mind as you're talking then is Michael Douglas in that film. It's where he just cracks it. He's
Falling down, or
what is it?
Falling down.
Falling down. Yeah, he's in the traffic jam in LA. Just gets out of the car with the baseball bat and goes, "Okay, that's enough." Clearly, you didn't do that. What did you do?
Well, I went out to the parents and the parents-in-law were out in the rear dining room, and I said to them, "Can you please keep the noise down, just for the consideration of the other guests in the next dining room?" And I left. They smiled and they nodded and they said yes, and I left. And 2 minutes later, the screaming got louder. The screaming was already prolonged for about 10 minutes. So the screaming got louder, and basically...
in walks Michael Douglas.
I went back and I said, can you take the child outside, please? And I was brusque.
Yeah.
I wasn't rude, but I was brusque because I was in a hurry. I was cooking.
I'm the parent, Liam. Give me your brisk.
Well, I said, I came out and I said, can you please take the child outside because, this is not acceptable.
Otherwise, I'm going to get you.
Yeah. So I just said it like that. I was short, straight to the point. I said, please. And at that point, 10 minutes later, they decided to stage a departure, sort of as a protest, and they all got up, and the father and the father-in-law came to the counter, and I said to Sonia, the manager, I said, I'll handle this.
Yep.
Because I wanted to address them. I felt I was in the right, and I could see that they were leaving in protest, which I've had happen many times before with not in the same situation, but I've had many parents with unruly children sort of standing their ground.
Yeah, right.
And I said, well, the guy, and I said to the guy, the father said, well, I don't want to be rude or anything, and I said, no, you speak your point, speak your mind. And he said, well, I think you're, pretty rude the way you spoke to us. And I said, what, asking you to, take the child out of the restaurant, the screaming child out of the restaurant?
Yeah.
He said, yeah, but it's the way that you asked us. And I said, look, I'm busy cooking, and this is totally unacceptable. And then the mother came out of the toilet out the back, and she said, if you think that's screaming, you can get effed. And the father the thing is, the father was standing at the counter. He's probably about 38, 40. I'm 44.
Yep.
And he said to me, she only screamed for 10 minutes. And I said, do you know how ridiculous that sounds? I said, that is so long. I said, yes, she did scream for 10 minutes. I said, that is a long time for other people to put up with.
Liam, can you look back now and you know what? On the record, I'm with you. I think you've made the right decision. Can you look back now and see the humour? Can you have a laugh?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I've had it before. And, I put up with a lot of stress, obviously, in the kitchen as a day-to-day thing.
That's part of a chef's job description.
That's right. And I see the humour in it every day. It's when I'm in a stressful situation like that, I always see the bright side of things. So it wasn't serious for me. It was serious for them. But for me, I just thought, why are these guys so sensitive? But a lot of parents that don't control their children are hypersensitive to other people's criticisms.
Yeah. Well, I think there you go. And I'm a parent, and, you can take it personally. When someone says something like that, then all of a sudden I'm the worst parent in the world. And I get it. You've made this. There's a certain amount of faulty towers in this. Clearly you're you got a bit of Basil faulty in you.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely.
Now tell me, okay, so made the decision, that happens. She goes home very quickly, leaves a review on TripAdvisor, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. She left a review on TripAdvisor at around the same time that I posted on our Facebook page that we no longer accepted, because I knew it was going to turn into a furore.
Did you? On
social media. So I just had that feeling.
Why? Why did you know that? Because that's kind of where I'm interested. This has gone, I mean, you were on The Project last night. That's the biggest current affairs show in Australia. Why did you know?
Well, I knew because we, as a small business person, we deal with people that come in here, and I've noticed it's a trend. It's happened in the last 3 years. If people don't get their way, if they don't get what they expect from you as a server, they're quick to use the only weapon they've got in the toolbox, which is the TripAdvisor review. Mm-hmm. And people are quick to jump on TripAdvisor and blast, the server or the establishment, mm-hmm. Because they didn't get what they wanted. And I knew when they stormed out, I knew they were going straight to TripAdvisor. I could just feel it. It's happened to me before.
You know what we call that on the show, Liam? That's called word of mouth. where people
Right.
activate social media. That's their way to vent. And
That's right.
so they've gone onto TripAdvisor. Why would you not reply on TripAdvisor as opposed to Facebook?
Do you mean why would I personally not reply to that comment?
I love to see responses to criticism. I think it's one of the great things about social media is that
Right.
people can cane you, but you can stand there and respond. Whereas if she was out on the street, bad mouthing you may
Yeah.
hear by a third party, but
Yeah.
you don't have the opportunity to respond. Here you do.
Well, I did respond the other day, about 2 days ago. I did respond to her review on TripAdvisor. It was actually the mother-in-law that posted it,
You've got to watch those mother-in-laws.
but it's been taken off by TripAdvisor because I named names.
Uh-huh.
And because I named names, they want me to rewrite the review, which I'm going to do probably tomorrow.
Yeah.
I will respond to it.
Liam, where did it all of a sudden get traction? Because a little review on TripAdvisor, you posting something on Facebook, I get it, that's now there for the world to see, but the world's not necessarily watching. So tell me about the point where all of a sudden you've gone, oh, hang on, this is going to blow up.
Well, what happened was I posted also on Facebook, I posted our policy, saying that we require diners to be a minimum age of 7. I tried to keep it in a positive wording, not to say no babies, but basically to say diners must be a minimum age of 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And at around about an hour, maybe around about 45 minutes later, it reached 1,500 views, and most of those, 1,500 views,
Mm-hmm.
and most of those views were friends of the woman with the child. And they started posting things like, we're going to spread this everywhere and you're going to go out of business. And I kind of flipped. And so Sonia was downstairs on Facebook page as well. We can both contribute to our Facebook page. And she said, and I said, and so I deleted the post. And Sonia said to me, she reposted it. She said, no, repost it, let it go viral.
Yeah, go Sonia.
Yeah, and she said, let it go viral. And I said, well, I don't know. And, she's 27, so
Yep.
she's a little more media.
A digital native.
Yeah, exactly. And so she reposted what I'd written, and I would say that was at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and by midnight after work, after dinner on Sunday night, we had 55,000 views of that comment.
Love it.
So suddenly we had people coming out in support of us. So we were, and I said to Sonia, the funny thing is, I said to her on Sunday night, I said, I'm going to ring up tomorrow, I'm going to ring up Cairns Post Monday morning, and I'm going to ring Sunrise Television, because some commenter said, don't agree. Initially, it was a lot of haters, and one of the commenters said, don't contribute to this page because this guy is going to go viral and he's going to be on Sunrise Television tomorrow. And I got his point straight away. I could see exactly where he was coming from. So we deleted his post so that no one else could take his advice and they would keep ranting, so that it would enable it to go viral.
That's a bit cheeky. I don't know whether it wouldn't have gone viral if you had have left his post on. I think one of the things about social media is the honesty and the transparency of it. But, you did it, and it's clearly worked for you. So, Liam, what has this decision done for your business?
Well, basically, for our business, we've gotten a lot more support from people. It's obviously going to drum up a lot of future business because it's put us on the map. Mm-hmm. But basically, right now on the ground, we are packed. We aren't, we're in a small village, so we're not busy every night, but our numbers have definitely gone up to the point where we used to do 10 shifts a week and now we do 9. We've cut out Sunday nights because we no longer need to do them because we're just so busy working that we decided, I said, well, we'll take a break on Sunday night.
Good on you.
And it's just to the point. It's just to the point now where people are ringing us up and offering their support. They're ringing us up to tell us, they're coming in next month, next week. Can we book parties? Can we book this? Can we book
Mate,
that?
that is fantastic. So, okay, so you've actually cancelled a shift so you can have a break because on those other 9 shifts, you are now at capacity where you're making enough coin to take that break. I would suggest, and as I said before we hit record, make hay while the sun shines. You're on the project. You've been on, newspapers. You've had a lot of coverage. Is there anything you're doing in particular right now to really cement what you've created? Like to get, how can you get 12 months of forward bookings out of this would be an interesting question to ask.
It would be an interesting question, but the answer, I have to let you know that we do take 4.5 months holiday every year.
Mate, I love your work already.
We are busy. And because, you see, my business is run in such a way that I'm actually doing the job of probably 2 people, as is my manager on the floor. So we're actually, we're running a 40-seat restaurant with 2 of us. We can't, it's very hard to find skilled staff up here, and we don't have the time to train someone while we're working. So we need someone with experience, and we often don't have a third person. So because we carry the workload ourselves between 2 of us, it makes enough money, out of a restaurant serving $32 meals, with people spending $150, for 2 people, and having, if you've got 40 people in the restaurant and you're turning over $3,000 to $4,000 a day, you can take 4.5 months holiday and still pay the rent on those 4.5 months.
Wow, that is so impressive. There are business owners here working their rings off. Not even the idea of taking a holiday, the idea of taking a long weekend is quite alien to them.
Right.
That's about expectation, isn't it? Because there are some business owners who are trying to build an empire, trying to make $1 million.
Right.
You aren't, I'm guessing. You are happy to provide a great service, great food, make wage, and then take 4.5 months off. Is that your kind of thinking?
That is my thinking. I mean, I do make good money. I'm not going to give figures, but I do make a good wage out of it. At the same time, my overheads are very low.
Yeah.
My rent is moderate because of the fact that we're in a small village in the middle of nowhere.
Mate, you're in Yungaburra or wherever you are. I can't even pronounce it.
That's right, Yungaburra.
Yungaburra?
So, it's a small village with reasonably cheap rent if you compare it to the nearby city of Cairns. I would be paying, for the situation that I've got here, I would probably be paying triple in Cairns. And consequently, it took me the first 6 years just to get credibility in the local community as a good restaurant. But now it's all rolling, 14 years down the track. The overheads are so low, and I'm really living off the business as well. I just have low overheads.
Mate, you're living the dream. You're in the Atherton Tablelands. You're a TV personality now. Clearly, there is going to be a celebrity chef or something. I imagine. If that's a phone call coming through, it's probably Jamie Oliver. I don't know, but I mean,
maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, Liam, well done on finding the bottle to speak up.
Thank you.
Well done on taking 4.5 months a year off, and I kind of look forward to watching from a distance to see what happens with Flynn's restaurant in Yungaburra in the future.
Thank you.
Thanks, Liam. Well, what did you think? Controversial or a no-brainer? What are your thoughts? Head over to the show notes for episode 253 over at smallbusinessbigmarketing.com. Now, I want to share my top 3 learnings thanks to the very good folk at the Key Person of Influence Business Accelerator program. Number 1, stand up for something you believe in. Don't worry about what others say. Just stand up for your opinion. Express your opinion loud and proud. Number 2, what can you sacrifice now in order to reward yourself in the future? I love that question. Liam is working hard now in order to take 4.5 months holiday each year. Nice. Bit of delayed gratification. Okay, number 3, take a bloody holiday. Can you afford not to? Ask yourself that. Maybe go and book one now. As I said, would love to know your thoughts on that interview because it was a little bit controversial. Head over to smallbusinessbigmarketing.com and tell me what you think. A very clever retailer once said, if it's in stock, we have it.
Get on Timbo's mailing list over at smallbusinessbigmarketing.com.
Righto, time to say goodbye. Plenty of marketing gold coming up in the next few weeks. As I said, next episode, joined by David Warren of Sydney Tall Ships, who made a massive decision 12 months ago to move his family and his business to the Philippines. Not the ships, just the back end of the business. And he's killing it. And he wants to share how he did it and how you and I can also have some massive success in reducing costs, building a virtual team, basically. Grab a free copy, hard or audio, of KPI's Amazon bestseller over at keypersonofinfluence.com/Timbo. If you do use one of my sponsors, I would love to hear feedback. You know, send it to me, tim@smallbusinessbigmarketing.com. Might even share it on the show. I'll definitely share it with my sponsors. If you're serious about taking your marketing to the next level, then join me in the Inner Circle, the Small Business Big Marketing Forum. You'll get there very quickly over at crankmymarketing.com. And if you want me to speak at a conference, I would love to do that. Enough. Have a fantastic week. Until next week, I'm Timbo Reid. May your marketing be the best marketing. Bye for now.